So the other day, my daughter fell down the stairs at school, and I spoke to the principal, and we chopped it up. It was great. My concern was, though, that after she fell, no one contacted me. Nurse didn't contact me. Teacher didn't contact me. Like, nobody from the school contacted me. And I asked my daughter, I said, why you didn't ask for help? She was like, I didn't want to get anybody in trouble. I didn't think it was that serious. Like, it didn't hurt so much. Right? So, rewind a little bit. When I was pregnant with my son, we had a miscarriage right before we had conceived him. And now, here I am, 8 months pregnant. And I get rushed to the hospital because I go to get a sonogram, and they're telling me there's no more fluids. So boom, go to the hospital, the nurse is looking, she's like, I'm gonna let your doctor decide, but I don't see any fluids, any pockets of fluids, right, where they're supposed to be. So my doc comes, she looks at it, and she's like, go ahead. She's fine. Now, he was born with no fluids. My water broke. He was born 4 pounds and super shriveled. But in between that time at the hospital and when he was born, she put me on bed rest. And there I was, resting at home. Now, if you work as a teacher, you understand you get a certain number of days or weeks where you could be out of work and still get a check. I was on bed rest for 4 weeks. Then I had a C-section, which put me out of commission for another 8 weeks. Now, if your math is math, and that's 12 weeks, 12 whole weeks, no work. After about 6 weeks, they stopped paying me. So here I am, not getting paid. Got a newborn, new apartment. Ron is working a new job, like all this newness. And I felt helpless. And I was like, here I am resting and waiting and resting and waiting and resting and waiting. And I didn't feel like I could ask anybody for help. I could call out for help. And these are all lies. And so when my daughter said that, I was reminded that one of two things. One, we as parents have to be mindful of what we train our children in and how they operate. And what I mean by that is that my daughter sees me being strong and capable and energetic and lively and all these things, but she rarely sees me being weak until recently. So I'm heading back to work today. First day since Tuesday. I left work early Tuesday because I was not feeling great. And so the last couple of days, and you still hear some congestion. I'm not 100%. I'm about 80. But this cough and this lingering mucus situation. Can't sleep at night when I lay down, the coughing. And this happens every year. Every year I get the same sinus infection. Every year. And I'm like, oh, it's because I'm cleaning out the supply closet at work and it's full of dirt. Or, oh, it's in... What a friend of mine mentioned was that she said, maybe you're stressed. Maybe this is like a fight or flight response and your body is shutting down and your immune system is shutting down. And so whatever germs are around you, they're just going to get in. And sure enough, one of my students had a sinus infection. I was helping him with tissues and whatever. And then my immune system shut down. Whatever he had, passed on to me. So why am I going all over the place with this? Resting and waiting. While I was resting and waiting, during my bed rest when I was pregnant with Donovan, I got an opportunity to really just lean into God and grow in my faith and grow in my trust in Him. And I got an opportunity to be the one who needed help. I had friends like Claudia Cipriani pull up and help me. Kizzy Carter came through and watched him after he was born so I could get back to work, and sometimes without pay. Veronica Gowanda, like there's so many women who came through for me and who supported me and who helped me. But it took me being in such a position to even ask for the help. So what's the moral of the story today? It's Faithful Friday. God is faithful. while I was home resting and waiting, I was watching. I was watching for God to tell me when to go. And each morning I would get up, I would say, okay, God, I'll try to go to work today. And then I would get this coughing fit, or I would break out in a fever. Like something would happen, and God would be like, no, I need you to rest. I need you to rest. I need you to not do nothing. I need you to rest. I need you to rest. And the crazy thing is that while this resting period was transpiring, God was working behind the scenes to heal me, right? Help me show my children how to rest. I think that's the most important thing. Showing my children that I can be weak. And when I'm weak, I need help. And when you're weak, you should ask for help. I think that for me was like probably the most important thing for me, being able to show my kids, what does it mean to rest well? How are you when you're not doing the greatest? Do you put on a strong face and fight through it and pretend that everything is okay? Or do you ask for help? And so while I was resting and while I was waiting, I asked for help, and the Lord provided. And my book, the pre-sale, launched on Monday, and I have been asking for help. I've been asking people, please support. I've been asking people, please purchase. I've been asking people, like, just share it with your community. And people are helping, to the point where last night I went to sleep to a text message from one of the authors, and she said, my daughter went on Barnes & Noble's. Ladies, we are 37 in top books ranked on Barnes & Noble's globally. We're not even selling the book yet. Like, this is pre-sale. You can't even touch it yet. Like, I'm just blown away by how faithful God is when we rest and we wait. But in that resting and the waiting, if we are willing to ask for help, He is faithful to give it. He is faithful to send those faithful friends. He is faithful to provide whatever provisions. Now, my daughter, her foot is well, but I let her know, like, you have to rest. And this week, I got an opportunity to rest, and rest well. Rest in my word, rest in worship, rest in the Lord, and rest in knowing that God is faithful. So whatever you're going through, whatever you got going on, whatever your situation happens to be, I want you to hear it through my crackle, through the congestion. Know that we serve a faithful God. And if you are willing to rest and wait on Him, He is faithful to bring to fruition the thing that you desire most. Now, I've been writing for a couple of years now, people. A couple of years. Some of y'all purchased my books. Appreciate you. Love you. But in my heart of hearts, God knew what I desired. And I desired to be in a community of women who could show me how to do the thing that I desired. I really just want to help women find their voice and feel worthy and valued. Like, that is my mission. And I was trying to do it dolo. I was trying to do it on my own. And I was getting rejection after rejection. I was submitting my book for publishing houses, and I kept getting the no's, and I kept getting the no's, and I kept getting the no's. And I was like, Dad, come on, man. Like, I'm a dope writer. I think I'm you know? But when you put yourself in an environment with other like-minded people who are all working toward the same task, the same goal of praising God and helping women see their value, see their worth, whew, man, that's powerful. All right, people. Faithful Friday. Trust that God is faithful. Trust that He'll provide what you desire in your heart of hearts. Not what you say out your mouth. Not what other people think you need. But He knows your heart. He knows exactly what you need. Trust, rest, and wait on Him. Till next time, people. Peace.